Hello friends, welcome to JK Academy. I'm Karishma ma'am and I'll be teaching you English. English is a language and the base of any language is grammar. और grammar सीखने के लिए जो सबसे important चीज़ है that is tense. Tense का meaning होता है time and time is expressed using verbs. Verbs can be divided into four different categories: V1, V2, V3 and gerunds. The V1 form of the verb is the base form that is used in the simple present tense and simple future tense. The V2 form of the verb is the past form that is only used to express the simple past tense. The third form of the verb, which is V3, that is a past participle form that is used to express the perfect tense. And talking about gerunds, gerunds are formed using the V1 form of the verb plus ing. And they are used to express the continuous as well as the perfect continuous tense. Now, I want you guys to note this much down in your notebooks. Okay, I hope आप सबने लिख लिया होगा. Now we are going to use all the four forms of verb in order to understand the formulation of tense. Tense की बात करें तो in English there are total of 12 tenses. Three main types of tense, that is present, past and future. Each of those have four subcategories, that is simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. We're going to understand how to form a sentence using each of those tense. And for that, I want you to recall V1, base form of the verb, V2, past form of the verb, V3, that is a past participle, and gerunds. Gerunds are the verbs formed using V1 plus ing. Now, कोई भी सेंटेंस अगर हम फॉर्म करते हैं तो उसकी एक बेसिक फॉर्मूला होती है. सेंटेंस ऑलवेज स्टार्ट्स विद अ सब्जेक्ट और सब्जेक्ट जो होता है दैट वी विल एक्सप्रेस यूजिंग एस. सब्जेक्ट के बाद आता है वर्ब, वर्ब के बाद आता है ऑब्जेक्ट. इफ वी टेक अ सिंपल एग्जांपल, आई राइट बुक्स, तो इन दिस सेंटेंस आई इज द सब्जेक्ट ऑफ द सेंटेंस, राइट इज द वर्ब and books is the object. Now we're going to learn how to form a sentence in each of those tense, and we're going to start with the simple tense. First, simple present tense. In simple present tense we always use the V1 form of the verb, that is the base form. Subject plus V1 form of the verb plus object. I write books. Now moving on to simple past tense. In simple past we use the V2 form of the verb, that is the past form of the verb. Subject plus V2 plus object, that is I wrote books. In this case I is the subject, wrote is the V2 form of the verb and books again object. Moving on to simple future tense. We see, we do have a verb for the present tense and past tense, but we do not have a verb form in order to express future tense. तो future tense को express करने के लिए हम always will या तो shall की help लेते हैं. That is why they are called helping verbs. तो future tense की formula बन जाती है will और shall plus the base form of the verb. So the formula is subject plus will or shall plus V1 form of the verb plus object. Example, I will write books. So in this case I is the subject, will is used to express the future and write is the V1 form of the verb, books is the object. ये बात हुई simple tenses की. Now moving on to the continuous tense. The continuous tense को express करने के लिए we have to use two different forms of verbs. The first one is to be and the second is gerund. Now to be के बहुत सारे forms होते हैं. In present tense to be का हम use करते हैं am is are. In past tense to be becomes was or were. और future tense में always verb का base form use होता है. That is why we will use be. Starting with present continuous tense, formula has subject plus am, is or are plus gerund plus object. I am writing a book. Now am is are, आपको पता ही है that changes based on the subject. यहाँ पे I है, that is why I am using am. अगर he, she, it होता तो I would be using is. और अगर third person है, that is you, we or they, so at that time I would use are. So in present continuous tense, the formula will be subject plus am is are plus gerund plus object. I is the subject, am is the helping verb, writing is the gerund, and a book is the object. Moving on to past continuous tense. Again, to be plus gerund हमें use करना है. So in past tense, it would become was or were plus gerund. Formula will become subject plus was or were plus gerund plus object. I was writing a book. I is the subject, was is the helping verb, writing is gerund, and a book is the object. Moving on to future continuous tense. Future tense में हमें पता ही है will और shall necessary है, right? We start with the subject. Subject plus will or shall plus be plus gerund plus object. I will be writing a book. I is the subject, will is the helping verb, be is used to express the continuous tense, and writing is a gerund, book again is the object. Moving on, the perfect tense. Perfect का meaning होता है an action completed, and perfect is again expressed using two verbs. To have plus the V3 form. V3 form आपको याद करवा दो, it is the past participle form of the verb. Starting with present perfect tense. Present perfect में to have के हम दो forms use कर सकते हैं. That is either has or have. So the formula becomes subject plus has or have plus V3 form of the verb plus object. अगर subject I है तो I would have to use have. We, you और they है तो भी हम use करेंगे have. But if my subject is he, she or it, तो मैं उनके साथ has use करूँगी. So based on the subject has or have हमें use करना है. In this case, I have written a book. I is my subject. Have is the helping verb. Written is the V3 form of the verb, and the object is a book. Now past perfect tense. Past perfect में to have का जो हम form use करते हैं, that is had. So my formula is subject plus had plus V3 form of the verb plus object. I had written a book. I is the subject, had is the helping verb, written is the V3 form of the verb, and a book is my object. Now future perfect tense. Subject plus will or shall plus have plus V3 form of the verb plus object. I will have written a book. See, in order to express the future tense, we always use the verb in the base form. और future tense को express करने के लिए will और shall use करना ज़रूरी है. That is why the formula has both will or shall plus the helping verb have. I will have written a book. I is the subject. Will is used to express the future tense. Have is the helping verb. Written is the V3 form of the verb, and a book is my object. तो ये बात हुई perfect tense की. Now moving on to the perfect continuous tense. Nani है perfect continuous. That means it is a combination of both the perfect tense as well as the continuous tense. Perfect tense है, that means to have आना ज़रूरी है. Continuous tense है, that means gerund आना ज़रूरी है. So in this case, we will combine both of those. Present perfect continuous tense. My formula is subject plus has or have depending on the subject plus I have to use been plus gerund plus object. Now some of you might question, why do we use been? परफेक्ट टेंस की फॉर्मूला होती है टू हैव प्लस V3 फॉर्म. कंटिन्यूअस टेंस की फॉर्मूला होती है टू बी प्लस जेरेंड. एंड व्हेन आई हैव टू कंबाइन बोथ ऑफ दोस टेंसेस, तो टू बी का V3 फॉर्म मुझे यूज करना है. टू बी का V3 फॉर्म होता है बिन. दैट इज व्हाई इन परफेक्ट कंटिन्यूअस टेंस वी ऑलवेज यूज बिन. Again, present perfect continuous tense. Subject plus has or have plus been plus gerund plus object. I have been writing books. I is the subject plus have is my helping verb. Been plus writing. Writing is the gerund plus books is my object. Now past perfect continuous tense. Again, past में to have का form होता है had. बिन लगाना कंपल्सरी है बिकॉज परफेक्ट कंटिन्यूअस टेंस है. एंड जेरेंड मीन्स आईएनजी फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ब और ऑब्जेक्ट. आई हैड बिन राइटिंग बुक्स. आई इज माई सब्जेक्ट. हैड प्लस बिन. राइटिंग इज द जेरेंड. बुक्स इज द ऑब्जेक्ट. लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट इज द फ्यूचर परफेक्ट कंटिन्यूअस टेंस. नाउ फ्यूचर टेंस वी हैव टू यूज विल और शैल क्योंकि फ्यूचर टेंस है. सेकेंड थिंग, हैव बिन यूज करना है बिकॉज परफेक्ट कंटिन्यूअस टेंस है. प्लस जेरेंड प्लस ऑब्जेक्ट. आई विल हैव बिन राइटिंग बुक्स. आई इज द सब्जेक्ट. विल टू एक्सप्रेस द फ्यूचर टेंस. हैव बिन राइटिंग दैट इज द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ परफेक्ट कंटिन्यूअस एंड बुक्स इज माई ऑब्जेक्ट. तो ये बात हुई फॉर्मुलेशन ऑफ टेंसेस. Tenses are formed based on the verb forms V1, V2, V3 as well as gerunds जैसे हमने पढ़ा, right? So now take a minute to note all this down. How to form a sentence using each of the tense. Okay. I guess अब सबने note down कर लिया होगा that how to form a sentence using each of the tense. This will be the end of the part 1, that is a formulation of tense. In the next video, we'll be learning the uses of tenses. That is it for the day. Thank you.